A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And drugs destroy brains. Orlando Brown claims Michael Jackson was his dad and he wants to marry Raven-Symone. And I'm not joking because the link for this video is in the description. All right, where do we start with this guy? Yes, this guy. Um, yes, he has reptile eye contacts on. He was on Dr. Phil. Orlando Brown gave a headline making interview doing an intervention with Dr. Phil McGraw that aired on December 21st. He revealed that he thinks the King of Pop is his father, along with other bizarre details. Former That's So Raven star Orlando Brown, who is 31, who is known for having a past of legal struggles, gave a shocking interview during an intervention with Dr. Phil. He said that Michael Jackson was his father, and also it is leaving people very confused. During the interview, Orlando wore a bizarre green and black snake eye contacts. So they're my Michael Jackson eyelids. Orlando told Dr. Phil about his snake eye contacts from the Thriller music video. In addition to the MJ-inspired eyelids, Orlando said that the King of Pop is his father. My full name is Orlando Brown Prince Michael Jackson Jr., a.k.a. Blank, the actor said, laughing. My nickname I gave to myself. My father was Michael Jackson, the great Michael Jackson. I used to always wonder why I'm so astronomically blessed and gifted when it comes to being talented. I rap, I sing, and do everything immaculately. The eyes, and also just speaking to different Jackson family members that have confirmed it. So yeah, it's a blessing to know that I can sit here today and say that Michael Jackson was my father. After his comments caused some confusion, Orlando later clarified that Michael was not his actual father, but more of a father figure in his life, and went on to talk about how he never met him in his famous Neverland ranch. I know my father would have never wanted me to have it, he said of Michael and his ranch. He left it for me. In addition to the Michael talk, Orlando used the interview as an opportunity to talk about his desire to marry former co-star Raven-Symone, who is 33, who he says has a good relationship with. I want to marry her. I have to find out a way to ask her. Right now I'm just chilling, he said. He also went on to talk about how he had at least 4 kids and gave inconsistent answers when asked their ages. He said they were 2, 5, 11, and like 16 and 18. But when asked again, he later said, I got a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 8-year-old, and 11. 2-year-old still in the belly. We don't know the name yet. What? When Dr. Phil pointed out the inconsistencies in his answers, he claimed that the talk show host was ridiculing him. Bro, honestly, I see them everywhere, he said. But at the end of the day, I barely see them. I don't know them. They don't know me, he said. That's what this whole thing is about. Being able to identify you and, get back with my kids and stuff. So he talked about how he was getting arrested and stuff on various occasions, including felony drug possession, misdemeanor charges of drug paraphernalia, alleged battery against his spouse after getting into a verbal argument with his girlfriend and his mother. Orlando claimed he was now 4 years sober. He entered a treatment facility after his arrest in September to get help for mental health and substance abuse. Before the interview ended, Dr. Phil offered Orlando help and introduced him to a doctor from Malibu Addiction and Mental Health Treatment Center, but he refused to help. That sounds cool, but I don't have the time right now, he said. I really wish I did have the time. I've been going through treatments and a lot of group sessions and all this stuff unnecessarily in the first place. I refuse to let myself believe that, I have a problem. He also talked about what he's trying to focus on now. Right now, what I need help with is me basically having my home, my kids, and my wife. That's all I need, he said. Like I mentioned earlier, 4 years sober, I don't think I need the help. I think some people on the outside need to grow up and they need to really take responsibility for what they done in their lives and stop trying to hide between the other people's masks and continue. I got out of rehab, out of the ER. I'm not doing no more time away from my kids that I need to. I want my kids to be with me in Neverland. Okay, wow. This guy. Whew. Whoa, boy. You know, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. This is apparent that Orlando Brown is still on drugs, alcohol. This man is damaged. You can go back and watch That So Raven. Google the shows, YouTube the shows. You would see how intelligent his brother was, how smart he was. He was a completely different young man. Hollywood did a lot of this to him because once you get into Hollywood, the limelight, the opportunities, the changes, the sacrifices you do to be part of the elite. You know, I know you heard of the Illuminati and all this other stuff. People do crazy things in Hollywood to go higher with their careers. And it's very known that a lot of Disney stars, FYI, Lindsay Lohan, Shia LaBeouf, all of those have had drug problems. Once were big mega stars, and they ended up crashing because they couldn't handle the success that came with that, and they ended up on drugs or alcohol and wanted to commit suicide. And in this case with Orlando Brown, he has an identity crisis. He don't know who the fuck he is. He thinks Michael Jackson is actually his father. Then he denies it. It's kind of like he has some type of bipolarism going on. That's a result of the drug usage. So, in other words, he's telling lies. We all know these are lies, and it's used for publicity. He's probably wanted this to be a high rating show or something so he can get paid a lot to come back. So, but what do you guys think about Orlando Brown? This guy is seriously out of this world right now. He needs help. Share this on social media. Subscribe.